time that we actually watched some film with one of our guests. So I'm excited about that. Let's start this one at the top.
Hell,
So what do you see here?
can you zoom out a little at all? It was just
Unfortunately,
it's just cool. I mean, I can see. It's just so we're sliding left, and who's that left tackle? Or sorry, is that Graham up there? I think that's Graham over
over here.
Andrew Thomas to the left. So we're in protection. We have the linebacker over Hargraves and anyone else that comes outside. And knowing Brandon Graham's he's still a really good player, but Andrew Thomas is or no, that's Sweat. Okay, yeah, we were pretty we thought Andrew Thomas could hold his own against Sweat most of the time. So you see Nick Gates, the left guard, staying in first to help me get over there,
Give you a hand,
and then go help Thomas late. Yeah, that was planned. Hargraves, we try to neutralize Hargraves anytime you can, and we probably have a chip going on outside for 7.
because it does look like he's like, all right, I'm gonna try to maybe threaten kind of outside, but then your left guard is right there to kind of throw a hand, and he's like,
yeah, especially with him being out in a 2-eye.
All right, I'm screwed.
Especially with him being all the way out into a 2-eye, it's a long way to go at center, especially if he just jets up the field and the guard vacates. So yeah, it was a great rep by Nick. Appreciate you, buddy.
I mean, you can definitely tell he's sliding his protection. He's got eyes outside, but that little hand, I mean, it's just enough, right, to help and get you in a good spot. All right, let's see what we got on some of these other ones. Ooh, I like this one particularly for the anchor, but tell me what you're seeing on this one.
Wish Nick would have. This is the same thing I was just talking about. I see the 2-eye. Nick doesn't get a really great punch on him that time. Yeah. But he does give me that booty love, so I appreciate you, Nick. But yeah, you can see Hargraves knocks my hands off, so I had to try to reposition my hands and get them inside. And it looks like it's going to be it's not that quick of a pass, but he definitely gets wish I could stay right there, but I mean, he's a really good player. Right when I hop back.
Oh, come on, you can do it.
Right there. I wish I could have stood right there so Daniel didn't feel. He got to feel a little uncomfortable right there. With 7 coming around, and there's not a. I wish I would have given him another yard to be able to step into that throw.
Right there.
Yeah.
Do you think that has a pretty big impact on quarterbacks when they feel that, like, even though you're anchoring, does you anchoring in front of a quarterback, like, does that have a potential to kind of skew their processing a little bit?
You see how you can see Hargrave's helmet and color? If I could have been more square, I think he would have. I think that color makes guys a little nervous, especially when he can feel the right side coming.
Yeah, you've got the edge on the outside, kind of forcing him up into the pocket, and it's kind of like a collapsing door a little bit.
Yeah.
But I thought you did a pretty good job of being able to recover and anchor, give him enough time. Would that be graded as a win or neutral, or?
That's more of a neutral. Like, you didn't like. I'm not getting dusted, beat.
Right.
But for me, I wouldn't. I'm not happy with that rep, just because I wish I could just hit him, been hitting him more square and a little bit, like maybe a yard, maybe a half a yard more, just so where I see where my right foot ends up was okay, when my left foot was like closer to Daniel. See like if I was on that hash yard, I think that's a 45. If I was on there, I would have been happy. Give him a yard or two to step up into it.
Yep, nope, that makes a lot of sense, and that's why I love offensive line play because it's just there's so much going on in there, right? Like there's everything that you're doing is you're fighting for hands, right? You're trying to
Mm-hmm.
get those hands and make sure that you're controlling him, but you're also trying to not give up ground. You're trying to sink your hips and anchor so that you're giving your quarterback room to step up and throw, right? Like
Yeah.
there's a lot going on in there.
I love that on Alaska Airlines, you can earn miles 30% faster than on any other major U.S. airline.
Yeah.
And the miles never expire.
All right, let's get a couple more here.
This is fun. Keep going.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. Let's go. I got another pass blocking rep here. This one I liked too because I see it as a recovery, but I'll let you kind of explain what you see here.
Yeah, that guy's a big dude.
Yes.
Yeah, he hit me with. I was trying to get him because when it's 5 down and you're in the middle of the pocket, so trying to keep square as much as possible. And he hit a swim move. So
yeah,
once he does that, you're just going to try to take him where he wants to go and try to throw him back out. And if I can't throw him all the way out and keep him square in front of the quarterback, make sure quarterback feels good.
I mean, I know it's kind of in the same concept of like the play we just talked about of being able to maintain a little bit more distance between you and the quarterback. But going from this view to then being here, I was like, oh, it's like I like that because I mean, again, that's a big defensive tackle, and it kind of looks like he got the edge, but to be able to get those hips swung back around, and again, you're fighting for everything. I thought this was a good rep. How would you determine this particular rep?
Yeah, so when you see him at that body position where it doesn't look really well, right there, I'm just trying to run block him outside.
Yeah, that
try
makes
to just
sense.
wash him out towards the out towards the left. But then I felt him kind of change his momentum and try to go into a bull, so I squared up and took it.
I mean, again, like it's not pretty in those trenches. They call it the trenches for a reason, but I was like, it's like, man, because he did kind of get that leverage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, like you said, you went into kind of run blocking mode just to clear him out as much as you could, but then to be able to swing the hips around and then kind of re-engage and try to anchor. I thought this was a good rep to like showcase your kind of athletic ability, especially from playing the center position when they're 2 inches in front of your face and you got to react quickly to be able to square back up from the original leverage. I was like, man,
yeah. And ideally, you would love to jump set that guy, but since
Mhm.
they run a lot of games, so you see me back up for a second just because I didn't know if they're going to be running the games. They do a lot of inside 3-man games, which they were trying. You can see the left side picked it up really well. I don't know if it was AT or Bob that knocked him 43 down, but they were probably trying to run a 3-man game, which was why he was probably running out. And then he felt that the game was going to happen, and then tried for the bull.
Oh yeah, that looks like a big time. Like he's looping around, but he loses his footing.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Okay. Yeah, I think Bellinger might have chipped him, or I don't know what happened, but
Yeah, if I had a wider view, it would have been easier to diagnose. But still, I like what you did there. I thought that was pretty solid. Let's get into some run blocking plays. I think that was another aspect that when oh no, this one isn't run blocking. Let's do that. Let's do this one, then we'll do some run blocking.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there's a whole lot of really technique involved, but I love it. I feel like, when I've heard about who you are as a player, you hear like dog, you hear like just an aggressive player. Obviously, tell me about like what happens when you have a defensive lineman drop out? What are your responsibilities? What are you supposed to do? What are you looking for? What's the goal?
Yeah, it changes. It changes, based on protection and which way we're sliding and whatever the call is. But right there, they were bringing the corner outside or the safety, whoever the guy was, and my 94 had dropped out, and that feels good when that happens. I'm pretty sure I did a little like prance after I did this. Like,
you should have, because I watched it from the sideline angle, and I mean his feet like were mid-air. Like I was like, oh my goodness. Like again, it's more just kind of like, all right, you're free, right? Look for work. But you punished that guy. He's gonna think twice about counter inside spin, right? Like popped him. I love that. That was a good one.
Yeah, Mark was funny after that. It was that was nice. I felt good.
All right. One of the things that I really liked about your game as well that actually surprised me, because I think I look at you like, from a body perspective, like you look like a big, powerful guy. And when I see
Sneaky
you
athletic.
sneaky athletic, when I see you out on the move, I was like, oh, pulling for okay. I'll give you like my little piece, and then I'll let you break down what you're doing here. I love centers that can pull. Like I played center, nowhere near the level that obviously you're playing, but like I always felt like if you could pull from center, like I feel like that's a great indication of the athletic ability that you can provide as an offensive lineman from that particular position. Like talk to me about that, and just kind of like also to what you got going on this play.
Yeah, man, it's fun getting out in the open and becoming a lead block. We did that a lot in Buffalo and here with the Giants. So we had a little bust up front with the tight end, I believe.
2-on-1.
That's why the tight end is supposed to crack down. They played a 9 technique, which messed up the tight end. He's all the way out there, so the DN. So he should have cracked down on 31 and AT, or no, here we go. Yeah, he should have stayed on 96 and keep going. And AT has the guy outside, but it just kind of gets all pushed out because the DN is always so outside, and we're running towards the numbers, so it kind of gets a little congested. And that's a great job by all of us, just like working it out, because I'm not supposed to have 31, but
that's exactly what my thought was, is that you're ad-libbing, because I could see where your eyes are, and you're like, well, maybe we're not going to block 3 guys on 1. Maybe I should get my head to the inside, right? Is that kind of the thought process?
Yeah, and I just happened to turn my head in, and 31 was right there, so it worked out great, and great job by Daniel reading that, because I mean, that's not, it doesn't start off pretty, but we get there.
Yeah, I mean, like this view, if he's obviously going to continue to the outside, he's going to get smashed. So it was a great cut. And then your ability to kind of peel off your original responsibility and pick up the inside guy creates this massive running lane. Obviously, great cut by DJ to get this thing going on the right direction. But look at that movement ability.
Sneaky athletic.
I love it, man. I got some other pull plays. One of your, like, I think this particular play that I'm going to show was like where I was like, all right, we have something with Mongo Feliciano. Watching you get out, explain what you got going here, and then I'll throw my 2 cents in.
Yeah, this is another one of our pin and pull schemes. So I'm pulling around. I got the force, but then I could feel Bellinger's guy kind of trying to play over the top. So when that happens, you try to give a hand for him. I got a good one there, And then I can feel Saquon. As soon as that happens, I can feel Saquon on my back. So I'm like, oh shit, I gotta.
Is that 3 tight ends? I don't.
Yeah. So ideally, you would like 46 and 82 to double team up to the mic. But
right. 46 takes more of a outside angle instead of eyes inside, right?
More helping the 82 to really get some movement there. And then Mav does a great job sealing the Sam, and then we have Nick on the corner. So we and me coming for the safety. So we have the numbers there. Belly starts to lose a little bit over the top. I give him a hand, and then right there I can feel Saquon on my back. And so I was just throwing my body in the way. And Saquon did a great job of just being patient and riding it out with me. I don't know how I stood up at the end either. I thought we were all going down.
I mean, this is a long distance to travel for a center. I mean, you start practically, you are on the opposite side hash. You have a 3 tight end set to the left, and you got to clear that. Obviously, they're flowing that way. Like that's a long distance to go. Like, look, you end out of bounds.
Yeah,
it's almost like 50 yards, damn near.
Yeah, it was. I pulled a lot in this game. I believe. I believe I was.
Yeah, you did pull a lot.
I was a little tired.
I mean, you had a tough task this game because you had Payne and Jonathan Allen. I mean, probably arguably one of the top interior defensive tackle duos like in the league. Like those guys are.
Yeah, I mean,
crazy.
They're real good. John Allen got one of the best hump moves in the game.
There was this one play that it was a total battle. It was you. I think you were trying to down block to the inside. He had a good initial first punch, but then you recovered, and then you blow him out, and then he I don't know, from his knee, I don't know, somehow torch your body around. I was
yeah, I know.
Prime interior.
I thought he was going to break his elbow. I don't know how he didn't break his elbow. We were literally in the film room, like, how does this guy not break his elbow right here? Carry 320 over his head and propped up like that. It was, yeah.
And he did it from his knee too. And I was like, and it wasn't any discredit to you. I was like,
I was just trying to finish him, and he used my momentum and prop. I don't know how he did it. It was impressive.
Yeah, it was crazy. Man, I feel like I had it somewhere around here, but let me see if I have another because I am enjoying this. I like talking film with some offensive linemen, man. This is cool. Obviously, I'm always trying to learn more about the game, learn more about the intricacies of everything that's going on. But man, you've been able to provide some really, really cool insight into what's going on. I have a little pass protection clip on Jonathan Allen. I thought I like to isolate that particular matchup because again, I think it can help people kind of quantify okay, they know Jonathan Allen is a really good defensive tackle. So obviously if you're able to definitely hold your own against Jonathan Allen, and this is kind of the same sense, right, of the other pass blocking plays that we kind of broke down earlier too, right?
Yeah, so he knows the slide's coming to his way, so he just tries to play me. And I was able to be quick with my offhand, and it's just snapping. And once I get a hold of guys, it's pretty smooth.
So when you're in this position, right, and so pre-snap, did you call the protections or did?
No, it wasn't me. Yeah.
Is that what goes? So, what is your process like when you come to the line of scrimmage as the guy who has to call the protections?
Yeah, it obviously varies week to week, knowing the team's blitzing, what kind of blitzes they do, or what percentage of blitzes they do per down. If it's 1st and 10, or if it's second 6 to 8, or 2nd and long. We have all of that broke down by percentages and what blitzes they're bringing, and depending on the protection, we did a good job of guys being able to, if I wanted to flip a protection or make a call that was not usually in that group, guys were able to understand what we were trying to do. So when I come out, I'm usually already peeking from the huddle to see if they got 4 or 5 down, or if there's a specific nickel that they like to bring more, like the Titans had a guy that they like to bring a lot. So diagnose what defensive personnel they have in, and then if it's 3rd down, you get a lot more odd fronts, or creative fronts that people are starting to do. So figure out who the heck they have in, and once they line up, look at where the safeties are at. Try to, if we have like a slot, read the slot, see if if any of the corners are topped off by the safety, and then go from there.
What are you thinking for like hand striking? Like, obviously you have your footwork. Your footwork's going to lead you to where you need to be.
Yeah, you see, I'm already almost getting ready to throw my left hand as I snap the ball.
Yeah, there's a lot going on when you're a center playing against a guy like Jonathan Allen, who's right in your hip pocket.
Yeah, I just want you got to get on him quick so he doesn't hump move you. But I think I missed with, you can't really see because I have white gloves on his white, but you can see I missed with my snap hand, but I got my left hand in quick enough that I could slide my snap hand back into his chest plate.
Because that's what you're trying to do, right? Like you're constantly trying to get your hands back to the inside, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to be able to control him better. Obviously, you can grab the outside, but that's where you can also get into holding trouble and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you're like constantly fighting to get your hands back inside.
Mm-hmm.
Lewis says sneaky athletic ? I'd say athletic as hell, man. I'm pumped. That's what I'm saying, man. I tried to tell people I had, we talked about it, but it's just like, dude, like this guy has got some juice to him, and I'm pretty excited. I found the play that we were talking about of Jonathan Allen just being a menace
with his arm. Yeah, let's watch that. Yeah, like how? Yeah, so right here we're doing a inside zone scheme, and they brought a blitz that kind of jacked up, the tight ends messing up. But we had a single call on where I'm coming to double team with the left guard, and then they bring the blitz outside, so everyone starts slanting inside. So I did a good job there getting my head on the outside of him, and then he kind of pushes me off, and then I do everything I can to get back on him. And I think that DB, if 31 wasn't there, I think Saquon goes right up inside of me and right off AT. Yep. Have a pretty big play. But yeah, I don't understand how he doesn't hurt himself. Like his down arm, like
dude, he's on his knee. Like you got, like I would
if
call
I did that, my right elbow is exploded.
I mean, like I see, like again, he slants inside, so you're trying to double. I mean, you're trying to take over this block regardless, right?
Yeah,
So it
I'm
kind of
thinking.
puts you
I'm
there
thinking.
instantly.
I'm thinking I'm going to hit him on his inside half, and us, double team up to the linebacker, and then once he slants, if I ideally, I mean, it's kind of hard. I did a good job here of getting my hat on his outside to give, but then, he did a great job of me. I went so hard to go out that he was able to jack my chest. I gave him my chest, so he was able to push me off. Then, yeah, I did a good job of getting back on him.
Yeah, again, like, I love doing like film breakdowns and stuff. And when I talk about offensive line, I'm like, man, listen, you're not going to win always initially. Like the defensive line is going to get you sometimes, but like a big part of it, your recovery, right? Like maintaining. Like again, this didn't go necessarily as planned. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he's what, this 3 tech, and
Yeah.
then he slants into basically the A gap, and that changes the whole timing of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of
And he went so flat that Nick, the left guard, couldn't really get anything on him. So that makes it harder too.
right, because you guys are like trying to go like almost like hip to hip, kind of split
Mm-hmm.
man. Then he's going to go to backer. You take over. You try to get your head on the other side like you do initially, but it's not meant to happen that fast.
Mm-hmm.
So in a blink of an eye, Jonathan Allen is into you, bench press, but then the recovery, and then he's a freak and like just crazy that like,
Yeah, we were laughing after this play. Me and John Allen, we don't know each other personally, but we played each other a lot in the last 3 years, so we have a mutual like friendship, I guess. And I was like, bro, how did you break your elbow right there? And he was like,
we had the same questions. I was like, there's so much going on this play because again, I'd give initially to Allen, but then you clean it up, and then like you said, the hole is there and it works out perfectly. But you had the DB crash down and kind of mess it up. But then just Jonathan Allen is a freak, man. But dude, this is cool. I could do this for hours. But I don't want to keep you too long. I mean, we're already going on an hour, and I appreciate your time
no
so
problem.
much, man. This has been a blast. Like